I'm Chris Brogan. I was thinking a little bit about the future of media, and I had a couple ideas on the future of media. I have 7 basic ideas on where I think media is going to go in the next little while. First, media is going to be multi-touch. And when I say that, I mean that it won't just be video, it won't just be print, it won't just be photos. It's going to be this interactive kind of a thing where multiple pieces are always going to become put together into a story. So for example, if you see a story in the Boston Globe, it's going to have text for the reader types, it's going to have video to enhance it, just like this very post is going to have. It's going to have the opportunity to strip the audio out so that you can get that on the go where you're in your vehicle or whatnot. It's going to be multi-touch. It's going to have lots of different ways to interact. It may or may not have apps that let you download with it. If you were doing a story covering running, for example, you could have run calculators added in. You could have all kinds of other things like that. The future of media will be mobile. So many of us are designing everything as if it's going to be viewed on our laptop or whatever, but it's going to be on the 3-inch screen. It's going to be on the 7-inch and the 9-inch screen. It's going to be something where we're going to consume bites of it here. And that means, of course, there's going to have to be a précis size. There's going to have to be a small size in this media before it goes to anything else. It's going to have small burst and video. And as 4G proliferation comes out in the West, at least, we'll see more video being streamed to people's mobile devices. I do watch some YouTube videos on this now, but I think we'll see more of that. But we'll see both. We'll see the short and the long, so that we don't necessarily have to wait for the long video. We can get the bullets. We'll get the fast bite news. I think that'll come in a lot of things. It will be serial. I think that, I talk about this a few different ways, but media will be, first news and then verified news. I think that information will be that way. I think even fiction will push towards serial content the way it used to be in the 1920s and 30s and 40s with the radio dramas and things like that. I think serial is one way that it's going to go. I think it'll be two-way. Media in the next little while will always look for just more comments, more contribution, more add-ons. If you're covering a flood as news, there'll be more content around what other people think. If we're doing a story about business and we're saying the top 5 ways to improve your financial picture, we'll be adding contributions from the readers and whatnot. We'll always be seeking that way to add in video from them and multi-touch, all the other things I mentioned, just stacked into a two-way street so that people feel that they're being interacted with. I think authors of different types of media, creators of different type of media, are going to have to keep that two-way open. We're seeing musicians do this a bit. For example, opening up their Pro Tools files, and I know that doesn't mean something for a lot of you, but they're allowing people to have the raw bass elements of the music that they created themselves and allowing for remixes on certain songs. Giving people that two-way opportunity is also very important. I think that we're going to have media that's rich data minded. I was talking to Liza Daly, who's somebody who's really known in digital publications, e-documents, that sort of a thing. We were talking about some of the things she's come up with, like for example, location-based fiction. As you're reading the story, it says, she stood on the corner of Beacon Street and whatever, and was wondering what she would do next. And that the story won't even continue until you move a handful of steps down the street and the GPS changes the way the story goes and chooses one's own adventure. I think that rich data like that will be interesting. I think the idea of overlaying, if I'm quoting something from Jay-Z, that the songs come on there will be part of it. I think that to keep going with this, that's rich data minded. It'll be subscription based. I think there's a lot more opportunity. Like, what if for this post, the future of media, you were very interested in that and you wanted to follow up on it? We'll start making things that allow you to subscribe to specific messages, specific stories, specific books. I think books are going to become a subscription, so that when you buy Trust Agents, you buy the updates for Trust Agents for the next year or two to keep the book current, and that pieces of the book will change, so that if Facebook is no longer the thing, then Blipbook has come in and it's the new thing. So subscription base will be part of it. And then last, I think it's going to be faster, but with a longer burn. Everything is consumed tinier now. Brevity matters. This video post is coming up on 5 minutes. That's wicked long nowadays. There'll be a 30-second, and then there'll be something with a deeper dive and a longer burn that comes with it. Those are my thoughts on the future of media. I'm adding this to a blog post at chrisbrogan.com/futureofmedia. And I hope you give me your feedback, and maybe you will create something to go with it to sort of prove my point about the future of media.